Hi there, it's Adam Smith, head of Sky Sports Boxing, and you're watching Lights Out.
This is FAISAL Khan, and with me via Zoom, I'm delighted to be joined by the new European Cruiserweight champion, Tommy Mccarthy. Tommy, good afternoon to you, my man. Congratulations.
Peace. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure's all ours. Congratulations on what was an emphatic performance and probably the best night of your career so far on Saturday night, becoming the new European champion. Just sum up to us that feeling of getting that European strap around your waist.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable feeling. It's hard to kind of describe it because it's just been something I've been working towards for a long time. And when you have goals and you reach them, it's harder to put it into words, but really just over the moon.
Before the fight, obviously when the fight was made, it was seen as a real 50-50 fight. Bilal Lagoon's come into the fight with a good record. He's a recognizable fighter as well. Obviously you can't talk about the fight without not mentioning him. How much of a tough opponent was he on Saturday night for you?
Yeah, it was, he's younger than me. He's 2 years younger than me, but he's like a veteran. And he turned pro in 2012, so he's been a pro for a long time. As you say, a great record. And he just, when he started getting tired, he used like some of his old school tricks, and he put the pressure on me. So he did make it more difficult than. Well, no, I'd say I was expecting a difficult fight, but a lot of people back home thought I was just going to knock him out. So I think the casual fans were more surprised than real boxing fans at how tricky he made it for me.
How would you sum up your performance on the night? Because as I just mentioned, it was a real 50-50 fight. There was a lot riding on the fight, and of course, you getting the result definitely has done wonders for your career.
Yeah, I thought it was a solid performance. Considering it had just been over a year since I boxed last, and so I was happy enough. I thought that the fight should have been stopped in the 6th round when he turned away, but I'm glad they get the rounds in because you don't know when you're going to box again. 12 good tough rounds will stand by me more than an early blowout. So I'm happy all round.
Obviously, the next step in your career would definitely be to get on towards the world title. They say that the last sort of hurdle for a world title is the European title. You've won that now, but it's an exciting division is the cruiserweight division. Even in terms of British domestic wise, you got good fighters such as a guy you shared the ring with, Riakphore. There's Dion Juma, and of course there's Breidis Usyk, who we all know is set to challenge for the world title on the Joshua Pulev card against Glowacki. What is it that you want next? What is it that you've got your sights set on?
Yeah, I want the world next. I said that in my Sky interview. The fight that I want is Briedis. He's the #1 cruiserweight in the world right now. So that's the guy who I want. But any one of the champions, it doesn't matter. The winner of Okolie, Glowacki, that would make sense. If Okolie won it, it would make sense to defend it against me. What's his name? Linga Makubu, WBC champion. Would love that fight, and I'd already agreed to fight the WBA super champion Arsen Gulman. I was scheduled to fight him in April, but then COVID hit. So if that came back around, it would be if I got that opportunity again. So any of the 4 major bodies, any one of them, but Briedis for me is the main target because he's the top dog.
Obviously, you mentioned Breidis is the #1 fighter in that division. Many people will agree with you as well that he is the best cruiserweight in the world right now. Glowacki's there, Makabu, even Dorticus as well. you're calling out Briedis, you know, is a massive challenge for yourself. What makes you confident in beating Maris Briedis?
I've sparred him before, and I've took a lot away from the spar, took a lot of confidence from him, and I know how to beat him. And like I said, he's the top boy, so I'll beat him. Then I'll get more respect, and then I'll be the number one cruiserweight.
It would be a very entertaining fight. Obviously, he holds the IBF. You know, he's got a good record as well, 27-1. You've just won the cruiserweight title, so it would make sense for that fight to happen at some point within, maybe perhaps at the start.
Yeah, most definitely. I would love that to be the next fight, and I've no issues going to Latvia, fight him in his back garden, anywhere.
What did you make of his performance against Dorticus a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, it was a good performance. You know, Dorticus, very, very dangerous guy, former champion also. But Briedis, he's very fit and he's tough, so he grinded the victory out. So it was a good solid performance. I don't take anything away from Briedis. I know that how good he is, but you know, I know I can beat him.
As I mentioned, there's still some, you know, interesting fights for yourself, perhaps at even British level. You know, I mentioned Riakphore, who you fought before. I mentioned Dion Juma. There's Lawrence Okolie. Would you still be willing to perhaps maybe get in the ring with those names, or is it just now a full focus on capturing the world title shot?
Yeah, full focus on capturing the world title because, as you say, the European title is the final hurdle before the world ascent. So if Okolie beats Slovakia, which I think he will, then yeah, the Okolie fight, that's the one I will go for. And Riakphore, I would love that rematch. And I heard he's scheduled a fight in a eliminator, World Championship eliminator. So if he wins the world title, you know, we'll go for that one as well. But as far as like going back to fight, Dion Juma's fighting for the British title, or is he British champion or fighting for the British title? But anyway, just going back to the domestic scene, you know, it's a backward step for me. So I've just won the European title, and I just want to keep progressing because progress is the name of the game.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's, you know, it's a division where the top British contenders are now slowly pushing on.
Yeah, they're world level. So the domestic fights will be world level fights. You know, so the top guys, me on BoxRec, I know rankings are subjective, but on BoxRec, hold on a second, let me get this charger. On BoxRec, the top 3 in the UK rankings is Okolie, Riakphore, and me, and all 3 of us now are on the world level. So that there are only 2 British fighters who I'm interested in. Anything else is a backward step for me.
It would be really, really amazing if yourself, Lawrence, and, you know, Richard Riakphore all did bring home the world title belts back to the UK. It's sort of kind of similar to the situation we've got in the heavyweight division where all the belts are held by British fighters. So it's good to see that the cruiserweight British fighters are now going on to world level, and you've all got a great chance of capturing those world titles. Just obviously wanted to speak about the reaction you got in Belfast bringing home that European title. What's it been like for you since coming back to Belfast with that European strap?
Yeah, it's been great reception, and everybody's so happy for me, and I made some Irish boxing history. I'm the first Black Irish boxer to win a European title, and only the 15th Irish boxer in history to win it. So I'm part of an illustrious club, and the fight was on the last day of Black History Month as well. And this year, Black people's been in the media an awful lot because of the Black Lives Matter protests and all the the spotlight really is on the global black community. So people's been I feel proud to have represented Ireland and black people and Irish black people in a great light and be a champion.
No, well said. And as you mentioned, obviously Black History Month, making Irish history, being the first Black Irish man to win the European strap. It's definitely been an amazing time for yourself, and it's exciting times now because you're literally now at world level you're at world level stage. You mentioned the Breidis fight. That's a fight that you want next. It really, really is exciting times for yourself. Just wanted to get you. What we see mainly is obviously we saw on Saturday night on the bill that you was on Usyk, another fighter that dominated the cruiserweight stage. Becoming the first ever cruiserweight to win all 4 belts at the same time. Now he's moved up to heavyweight. Is that something that you may look to do at one stage in your careers, perhaps push up to the heavyweight division?
Yeah, definitely. Because the heavyweight's where all the money is. I know world champions at any weight category or world level fighters at any weight will make some good money, but the real big money's at heavyweight, and obviously that's why Usyk's moved up. You've got guys who like Chisora won't be a world champ, won't be heavyweight champion of the world, but he's a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte's a millionaire. All these guys who are contenders at heavyweight are all millionaires. So definitely, I would love to win a cruiserweight title and go up and throw my name in the hat. The same way Tony Bellew done it, David Hay, and now Usyk. Yeah, I would like to follow suit.
Yeah, definitely makes for exciting times. I mean, you as well wanting to go up to the heavyweight division. It's something we'll look forward to.
It won't be for another few years like that.
We definitely got some unfinished business in this cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
That cruiserweight world title. Tommy, just a final question. I mentioned Usyk. He's obviously now that was his second fight at heavyweight. Everybody's got an opinion. Some people say that he can hang with the big boys. Some people say that he would struggle against the likes of Fury, Joshua. What do you think Usyk's capable of achieving in that heavyweight division, judging by what you've seen in his 2 heavyweight performances against Chaz Witherspoon and Derek Chisora?
It's hard to make a judgment because Witherspoon is obviously levels below him, and Chisora fight, it was very, very close fight. But Chisora is a guy who is a world level heavyweight. He said kind of at the press conference he's like a gatekeeper of a heavyweight, and it's been like everybody else. He had a year out of the ring, so people do have a bit of rust. So it's hard to make a judgment, but we know how good he is. So his name's definitely in the head, but the heavyweights are just so big. Anthony Joshua is just a man mountain. Tyson Fury's a man mountain. Deontay Wilder. They're all just massive guys. And Usyk's like the same height as me, so it'll be tough for him. Difficult. Just based on, not in terms of skill, just in terms of size.
You mentioned Deontay Wilder. I just wanted to get your thoughts. It was obviously, I believe, is at the time of your actual fight on last Saturday night where he released a video claiming that his own trainer Mark Briedis might have spiked his drink. He claimed that Tyson Fury had put something in his gloves. There was a number of calling Tyson Fury a cheat. There's a number of accusations he threw towards Tyson Fury. What was your thoughts on that video and the sort of the reasons, excuses that he's coming out with that he wasn't able to win that second fight with Tyson Fury?
I think it's just more, theatrics just to hype up the third fight. I don't think he's actually being that's 100% being serious. I think he's just, just saying things to get people talking again. and then the third fight will be massive again because the first two were so big. So that's all I think it is. Just the WWE.
It definitely does make for a WWE scenario. Is there anything else you would like to add before we end the interview?
No, it's my birthday. Just
yes, I see. I forgot to say happy. What a week!
Thank you very much.
What a start to November for you, winning the European title and of course your birthday at the same time.
Yeah, unbelievable. Great.
Well, anyway, Tommy, listen, thank you very much for your time, and once again, happy birthday from us, and congratulations on becoming the new European Cruiserweight champion. We'll be keeping an eye on you on the rest of your career, and we'll look forward to speaking to you again.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure's all
See you later.
Tommy McCarthy.
Bye.
Welcome to Lights Out.
Bye.